Jurgens, Junkie, Coyotes win it! South Dakota is back-to-back 7-league tournament champions, and the Coyotes are headed back to the NCAA tournament.
The South Dakota volleyball team back from their first Summit League road trip of the season. Great to have you on the Coyote Volleyball Show with the head coach, Leanne Williamson. I'm John Thayer. Coach, obviously a tough start to the road trip on Tuesday. A couple of five-setters on this road trip. Let's start with Tuesday. You knew it was going to be a tough place to go play. It's a very unique, tight-knit facility that can get extremely loud, and unfortunately, North Dakota State got the best of that one.
Yeah, I mean, we know that place is very difficult to play at, and I think we tried to prepare our team the best as possible, but we have a lot of newcomers that hadn't been in that environment yet, and I do feel like the pressure kind of got to us a little bit, but we were able to find ways to still have success throughout the evening, just not consistent enough to be able to pull that one out, and I do think it's one that we're going to want back, but the good news is I think the team bounced back really well and had a couple really good days of practice after that, and I think sometimes, through those losses, you find out, you really start to see what you're not good at. And, maybe some of those things that we had been talking about just became a little bit bigger on Tuesday. But still, I felt like our team responded well, and that's what we could ask for in that moment.
How challenging was just the road trip setup? You play Thursday, you play Saturday, you're traveling Monday, you're back at it Tuesday, then you're traveling again to come home. How difficult was just that turnaround, something that your team hadn't really seen yet this year?
Yeah, I mean, I do think it can become difficult, and I think partly just because of the makeup of the matches the weekend prior to, kind of coming down to the wire in both of those. I do feel like our team was feeling it a little bit, and, we had a few kind of nagging injuries that were coming up, and with that, I think road trips become even a little bit harder, and not that it's an excuse, everybody's going through it. It's something that we have to obviously learn to work through, and our players have to find ways to overcome, at times. But I do think that just the setup of the beginning of conference with those teams, the way the matches went, and with some of those outside factors, it did make a difference. But again, that's a part of it. You have to be able to win on the road. You have to be able to work through some of those difficult moments and those travel trips. And this weekend's going to be no different.
Obviously, the loss was disappointing, and you tried to bounce back from that, but a bright spot, and that was Elizabeth Junkie set a record for kills with 39. It was not only a Summit League record, but a University of South Dakota record. And I know those things don't always mean something when you lose, but it is a really special effort that deserves to be highlighted.
Absolutely. I mean, she was incredible, especially on the offensive end. And I really think we needed her to step up in some of those situations because we had some people that were struggling. And with that, we found, that she had a good matchup. We kind of felt like going into that match that our outsides and middles, we felt like could have some success just based on some of the blocking matchups. And I think she proved that to be true. But I mean, she was phenomenal offensively. She kept us in that match in a lot of different ways. And I think the hard part is, even for her, she said it, she's like, yeah, but we lost, and I think that just shows just how competitive she is, though, is this is about the team. This is not an individual thing, but obviously something that we do want to celebrate because that's a pretty special performance that she had. And I think what's cool about it is she just keeps thinking about the team and what can she do, maybe more.
No doubt. And then the question after that night was, how does the team respond, right? Going to South Dakota State, a place that you knew they were going to be fired up to win a match against USD. It took 5 sets, bit of a slow start, but the team responds with a 5-set victory. Really good bounce back win.
Yeah. Again, I think it started with the practices that we had. They were very intentful. I thought they were very engaged. I thought they made some of the changes that we felt like we needed to see. I do think that slow start was a little bit back to what we had seen on Tuesday instead of how we had practiced those previous days. But again, they found a way to kind of bounce back again. And you really saw us early on in the second set kind of take a lead and then gave that away a little bit. But then at the end of the set, kind of run with it at the end and give our ourselves that 1-1 tie going into the third set, and I think that made a huge difference for us in the match. And then we started to settle in a little bit more, and you saw us compete at just a higher level. So it was a fun environment to play in. They had over 1,500 people. I think they set a frost record for volleyball, which is cool to be a part of. We had a good amount of red up there too that were celebrating our team as well, and that's what you want out of a rivalry game. And we expect those matches to be difficult. We expect them to go multiple sets, probably not anyone finishing in 3. So for it to go to 5 kind of came to full circle of what we thought it was going to be. But I like that our team found a way to kind of run away in the 5th for a little bit. They made a little bit of run at the end there, but I felt like we were in control that whole set.
Yeah, it was a dominating start to the 5th set, and then they start surging, and you got to send a message to your team. What's your message just to get them to close out the final 2 or 3 points of that set and get out of there with a win?
Honestly, it was control our side. It was control what we could, and we had given them multiple points just off of what we were doing on our side of the net, not even what they were doing on their side. And that was the biggest thing is we had gained that lead because of what we had done, because of the success that we had earned for ourselves, that we had made for ourselves, and then we started giving them points away again. And it was more of just like control our side, take a deep breath, reset a little bit. And luckily they came out and missed their serve. We call that a coach's point there, and I think Evelyn made sure to smile at me when that happened. But we were able to finish it off. Then you could just see us kind of take that sigh of relief of like, okay, we're good, and that confidence came back. But I think we just have to continue to focus on what we're doing and making sure that we're playing the cleanest volleyball that we can on our side of the net.
15 straight wins for USD over South Dakota State in volleyball. It's an incredible number. 24-2, I believe, is the number at the Division I level. I know that they're getting better, and these have been a couple of 5-set matches the last 2 times that you two have played. But you even go back to the Division II days, and I think it's 26 of the last 28 USD has won. It's an incredible number.
It is, and yet we keep trying to talk about going 1-0 here, John. Yeah, I mean it's incredible, and it's something that like we love playing in that rivalry game, and I think it's only going to keep getting better. But I do think it says a lot about this program of just how far we've come, And I think before that streak started, this program wasn't at the top, So for us to make that jump and then be able to sustain it, again, says a lot about the program, the people that continue to come through here and work together to make that happen. But again, we're gonna keep trying to go 1-0 and not focus on those streaks, although they are impressive.
Well, the next opportunity to go 1-0 comes Thursday, back on the road in Summit League play. You'll play Thursday at St. Thomas, Saturday on the road at Western Illinois. This is kind of an interesting road trip since we got the travel partners, but it starts in the St. Paul, Minneapolis area on Thursday with St. Thomas, a program that I know will continue to develop at the Division I level. They're still young and as a Summit League member.
Absolutely. I think both teams are going to challenge us in some different ways again, which is good. That's what we want. And it's going to be another test. Anytime you're on the road, especially, it just becomes a little bit harder. But our team is ready, I think, for that next challenge. And I think after this week of practice is a little bit more of a normal week, since we don't have that midweek, I think is going to set our team up for success. But we have to continue to get a little bit better every single day. And with each opponent comes another opportunity for us to learn and get better and grow. And that's what we need to keep doing as a program as we move through this conference season.
Well, look forward to it, Coach. Have a great week. Travel safe this weekend to St. Thomas and Western Illinois. Really appreciate your time as always. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
That's Leanne Williamson, the head coach of the Coyote Volleyball team. I'm John Thayer. That's the Coyote Volleyball Show. Have a great week and go Yotes.